I'll never slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hello everybody. Somebody asked me about having friends in prison, so I'm going to do a video on that. That was actually a suggestion that they had that I do a video on it. So when you first get to prison, man, you shouldn't trust anybody, but there's going to be people try to befriend you, and not because they want to be your friends, because they're trying to manipulate you, or just act like buddy up to you so they can get something from you, or down the road pressure you. You can't first get there until you get to know people, know how things run. Do not trust anybody. I've seen guys come in and wouldn't listen to others telling them, hey, watch out for that dude, and this dude befriend them, started giving them things, clothes, shoes, food, and next thing you know, he's wanting something in return. And they'll tell him things like, yeah, well, I'm from your same area, I don't live too far from you, things like that, just to try to, because when you come to prison, a lot of people are scared, I was scared when I came to prison. So somebody telling somebody, well, I come from the same neighborhood you came from, or I came not very far from you, whether it's true or not, a lot of times they're using that just to make the guy feel comfortable and like somebody he's able to talk to. Don't go for that, The ones that really help you, you will know, because they're not trying to buddy up to you or nothing, They're just trying to give you advice, And they may do it a little bit here and a little bit there, like your cellie. You get a cellie, they may not talk to you much at first, because he don't know you, He wants to see how you are and everything. But if you ask him something, he's probably going to tell you. If he's a good dude, decent dude, he's probably going to tell you if you ask him for advice, Or you ask him about something that's going on in the prison, like what to do, who to avoid and all that. He'll probably tell you, But some people don't listen, But after you've been there for a while, over time, you'll get to know people. I didn't think when I first got there, I didn't think I was going to make any friends. My intention was not to, But 29 years in prison, I developed some friendships, And I mean true friendships, and I can count them on my hand. That's how many there were. There's a lot of other people I got along with, I talked to, maybe worked out with, but true friends, you're not going to get very many in prison. 29 years, and I can count them on my hand. Well, maybe a hand and a half. But but you're not going to get that many, true friends. At MSP, we had what we called road dogs. These were people you could depend on. You'd been to battle with them, been to the hole together, and all this stuff. You knew he had your back and you had his. You're riding till the wheels fall off. That word, it's been shortened to dog now. It's just thrown around so much. But road dogs, somebody you could depend on 100%, and you won't get too many of those, Some people will be asked to join the organization. I was too, but this was one that formed later on, and I knew I was friends with the people who formed it, and it was formed for good reason. It was to help people coming in so that they'll have kind of like they had people looking out for them. And now it's all messed up. And I told him that would happen. I said, we can do that without forming an organization. you know. And but he did anyway. Him and this other guy did anyway. And now it's spilled out into the streets and everything else. But it's all bad. Not all bad, but a lot of it is. But I stayed friends with those guys, you know. And I still consider them friends today, you know. But even though I don't talk to them much. Like I told you about Kevin. Kevin and I became friends. We've been through all kinds of stuff together, man. Things you wouldn't even believe. Fights, almost fights. Guards coming down on us, you know, and we stuck together, you know. But so after you've been there for a while, there'll be people you hang around with, and you may not necessarily trust completely, but you know, your friend, you hang around with them, talk to them, work out with them, whatever. There'll be others that you actually become friends with, and you can depend on, like the road dog thing I was telling you about. But I've seen people who were friends. I've seen people who were friends get into it, you know. Some of them stay friends after they've gotten into it. Others don't, you know. Some people you think are friends in prison will screw you over. I've seen that happen to many people. So you got to be, you just got to be careful. And the same, you know, I did this video on cellies. You got to know who your cellie is. It's just like you got to know who your friends is, or who you're hanging around with in prison. You know. And not only that, who you hang around with in prison kind of gives everybody else an idea of who you are too. They're going to think that's who you are, whether you're not. You hang around knuckleheads in prison, everybody's going to think you're a knucklehead. You hang around people trying to improve themselves, just trying to do their time, ain't trying to cause no trouble, but is not afraid when trouble comes to them. People are going to think you're that type of person. You hang around snitches, guess what people think you're going to be. You know, so you hang around those with messed up cases, chances are you got one too. If you didn't, why are you hanging around them? You know. So you gotta pick very carefully who you hang around with, and for like a number of reasons, I just told them all of them. You know. But when you first get to prison, do not trust anybody, man. Anybody, because you're gonna have people trying. Hey man, how you doing, man? Where you from, man? And just trying to buddy up to you, you know. And do not accept anything from anybody. Everybody tell you that when you go to prison. Somebody comes up to you, trying to buddy up to you, why is he giving you clothes and shoes and food and whatever? Why? 5 minutes ago you didn't even know this guy. You know, now do not go for that. You know, do not accept anything from anybody. There used to be a thing at the walls. It was more of a joke than anything, but I actually think people tried this on people. They would loan people cigarettes. You know, somebody coming in, ain't got nothing yet. Hey man, you want a cigarette? Yeah, the guy says, yeah. Smokes a cigarette. I want that same cigarette back. And not a cigarette back. I don't want you to pay me back with another cigarette. I want that same cigarette back. You can't give him that same cigarette back because you smoked it. But that was more of a joke than anything. And but I've heard that people actually did that to people, you know. But we'd say that to people, you know, like somebody, hey Harvey, can I get a cigarette? Sure. As soon as he lied, hey man, I want the same cigarette back, and we'd laugh, you know, it was a joke. When I got out, it was not long after I got out. I guess it was about, well, I guess it was a couple of years. My stepdaughter, I've been out almost 8 years now. My stepdaughter has a soda, right? Well, she has a whole case of them. I say, hey man, can I get one of your sodas? And she says, yes. So I take this soda and I'm drinking it, and she says, I want that same soda back. What she meant was I want that same brand, you know. I want a Coke back. But I said, oh crap, I've heard this one before. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you got something from it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.